issues with connection. He was letting me know that they're not going to have high-speed internet till 2050. So we might be a little slow here right now, but I really appreciate this, Ralph, you and your wife coming on here and talking about your senior rescue, which I think is awesome. I deal with a lot of seniors in the shelters in Pasco and Pinellas and Hillsborough County and over here in Florida as well. But I would love to hear more about your shelter, where you guys are located, why you started this, and just give us a little rundown about the Roland Senior Rescue.
All right. Well, we're located in Melrose, Florida. We're about an hour south of Jacksonville, closer to Gainesville. We started the rescue in 2014 officially. I used to work at the county shelter, animal shelter, as an adoption and rescue volunteer coordinator, and
right.
We just had so many seniors being dropped off. It just seemed like it never stopped. I'm trying to do the share thing here if I can find it. It's hard to just give one second. There we go. I got it.
It's hard to multitask, Ralph. I know. Trust me.
I know. Okay. I got it. So, we saw so many seniors coming in, and I actually used to take them and put them in my office in a cage, in a crate or a cage, just to keep them from having to go back into the big, the big shelter runs, which I know you've seen. I've seen your videos, so I know you've spent some time in those things. And the little guys just really freaked out. They just, when you got big dogs on either side of you barking, and those dogs bark, and you've been in there, they bark nonstop, it seems like. So started bringing them home. Would call the wife and say, hey, we got another min pin or whatever came in, and she'd say, bring it home. So we would adopt it and bring it to the house. And then when I left there, we continued to bring in a few smaller seniors, and finally we just decided to go ahead and make it a full-blown nonprofit, start the rescue. And so 4 senior dogs for that reason, that trying to keep as many out of the shelter as we could. And so we run it, it's basically run from our home. We do on occasion we have some fosters, but mostly the dogs are here. Right now we have 33 here at our home.
Wow.
From 2 pounds up to 100 pounds. So it doesn't matter. We have an area in the back that's a donated office trailer that we rehab, tiled floors, new walls, has central heat and air. And so we have about 8 large guys out there. And it's actually a super nice place. I go out there and hang out because it's just chill out there. So, and we have several other ones in our back one. So.
Did you say 33?
33, that's actually low for us. So we've had as many as 55 dogs here to take care of, which is a lot. It's way too many for us. The seniors, it's the vetting with the seniors, because like today, this morning, I have the dog with a 15-year-old kind of a lab mix. He's a sweetheart, but he's got a cancerous tumor on his neck. And so his surgery is probably going on right now. Hopefully it's not spread. But with the seniors, it's vetting constantly, because they you have joint issues. We have probably 4 or 5 dogs, 1, 2, 5 that are blind. The dogs, they get the cataracts and they lose their sight. Many come here that way. We have some with limited vision, but our house is super dog friendly. We have a 56-foot deck on back that's covered, and there's dog ramps on all the way, so they don't have to go use the steps if they don't need to. We have our house, as my wife said, it used to be our house. Now it's a shelter, a kennel. We have partitions with gates in different spots just for feeding, mainly because all our dogs they're communal. They all live together. We don't use cages. That's the one thing I do not. The only time I'll use a cage is for feeding. I have a couple of dogs that they want to eat everybody else's food, so they'll go in the kennel to have their dinner, and then of course they're let right back out. So no one lives in a cage here. I just refuse to put one in a cage.
What is?
And my wife just. I'm sorry?
Because I know a lot of shelters, they hold on to seniors and they're just trying to push them out as best as they can. What differentiates you guys from the shelter? Like if a shelter has maybe 2 seniors out of 100 dogs, bringing them to you, do you guys think you get better exposure with how you do things down there?
Yeah, we try to. The seniors at the shelter they never get any attention, and no one wants to adopt a senior.
Right.
It's very rare because there's several factors that they look at, and mostly it's I don't want to take a dog home and have it pass away in 6 months.
Nope.
And or that, or I don't want to take a dog home that's going to cost me $500 to $1,000 in vet bills right away because it's a senior. So that's we try to let people know that, hey, seniors are great dogs to adopt. We've just adopted. We had three adoptions here recently. 2 Malteses that we got adopted, and one of them came from Jessica from Safe. She called me up and we came over on a Sunday. We were in at my mother-in-law's house and she sent me a message, hey, I got this dog. So we drove over and took it, and sweet girl, and we got her adopted. She just got adopted last week. So
in terms of
we tried.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was finished. That's
one volunteer.
But in terms of age, what is classified as a senior to you guys? What age?
It depends on the size of the dog. I mean, the larger dogs, they kind of reach that senior status at 7 or 8 or 9 years old.
Right.
Smaller dogs, 10 plus. We look at. We don't have a set line or a set age. We've actually taken younger dogs that that aren't really seniors, but that were in bad situations. We've taken a few younger dogs in, and we get those. Everything that comes in immediately gets vetted. Make sure their shots are up to date, heartworm test, spay neutered, whatever they need done, and then they immediately go up for adoption. So the young ones get adopted fast. Every time we have a younger one come in, we can get it out really fast.
So in terms of 33 dogs, is it just you and your wife, or do you guys have people that come in and help?
We have one volunteer right now, and she comes on Wednesdays. A very nice lady, and she helps out with anything from picking up poop to she's been working on newsletters and stuff for us like that. So we do it all ourselves. I mean, I up in the morning, and I have 4 areas that I have to clean first thing in the morning, and then it's scooping, and then I have I do laundry all day. I have an outside washer for the dog for blankets and beds, so I keep that going all day long and on the line, and then it's just whatever comes up, and then it's feeding and cleaning and meds, and it's like my wife says, it's like having a bunch of 4-year-olds running around. They don't want to listen to you, but you got to take care of them. But it keeps us busy, and we enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely. What is the oldest dog you've ever had?
Actually, the oldest is here right now. His name is Buddy, and Buddy is about 17, we think, probably older. Buddy is a German Shepherd mix. He had lost almost all of his hair. And he's been with us about 5 since we started almost. But he's looking good now. He still gets up. He still loves to eat. He still loves his treats. He barks when it's time for meds and treats at night. He gets up and walks down the ramp, does his business, and just hangs out. He's happy. That's what we look. As long as there's a quality of life there, and they enjoy being, eating, drinking, playing. He plays a little bit too. It's funny because he spends 22 hours a day on his bed. He just chills, but when he gets up, he does his thing, and so we keep him comfortable, and we spoil him rotten with treats and yeah.
For the people that are going to be watching this video and they play it back, I only want everyone to reiterate where to find you. So what is your website?
Our website is www.rolandrescuegang.com. And on Facebook, it's Roland Rescue Gang for Facebook. So we have a pretty good website, and we have quite a few followers on Facebook. So
I was just mentioning that before we got on this call. Their website is extremely well done. I've done a lot of programming in my day, so I know that It's very mobile friendly. It's I've looked at it on my laptop. It's very well done. So guys, please check out that website again. It's RolandRescueGang.com. I have Ralph here from them. Him and his wife run the shelter basically by themselves. They only have 33 dogs though.
Yeah, that's
all right now.
Well, we get right. Something I will say is that I get probably at least 10 requests a day from all over the country for people to take seniors. It's hard to turn people down. But you have to look at it's not fair to have too many dogs here. It's not fair for the dogs that are here. So what we do, as soon as we get a dog adopted, or unfortunately, if one passes away, we had several pass away last month, or actually the beginning of this month, older ones. Wow. So we kind of as soon as we have room, if we have a request, we try to do the shelters first. If the local shelter contacts us and says they have a senior that's in need, then we want to do that first. Or like with SAFE, when SAFE called us, we immediately went to help those locals. And then we try to do the owner surrenders on a limited basis, depending on their need. We have a lot of I'm moving or I'm having a kid issue, and those are at the bottom of my list. I don't mean to try to be mean or anything, but if it's an elderly person that's going into assisted living, or someone has passed away, those kind of issues, they take priority first. Yep. And military. We actually have 2 dogs here that have been with us for a year and a half. Their owner and family got their seniors. They got stationed in Guam and couldn't bring their dogs. Whoa. So they're here with us now. They've been with us for, I guess it's almost a year and a half. So we're waiting if they come back, and I think they're on a 2-year tour. So hopefully 6 months they'll come back. So.
Okay, I have to ask this question because I always ask directors on your own.
Yeah.
I have to ask this question. I ask all directors this question. So I know you have stories. Give me the best story you have. A good story about one of your dogs. It could be humorous.
Well, I can tell you a really serious story. We started this rescue doing small dogs. We did not take big dogs in. And the reason being was that my wife, who is retired from the post office, was attacked by 2 pit bulls in Norfolk, Virginia. When I was in the Navy, I'm retired Navy. And she had a extreme fear of pit bulls, but mainly due to the attack. So we got a call from the shelter that they had this older dog that was not doing well, and would we come and look at it? And they didn't tell me the size, so we get there, and it's a large, it's a pit bull mix. Brindle, her name was Suki. Okay. And Suki was having problems walking, but Suki had a roommate. It was her bonded buddy named Louie, and Louie was your standard-looking, large-headed pit bull. Blue Point, they called him, whatever. Just the sweetest dog, though. And my wife fell in love with Louie, because I said, "Well, we can take Suki," but my wife turns and says, "We can't leave Louie here." So I looked at her and said, "You do realize these are pit bulls, right?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, but so she was in the cage with them." Yeah, she said his eyes changed her mind, and so we brought them both home, and they stayed with us until they passed, and they were sweet dogs, and that just kind of changed her outlook on large dogs, especially pit bull. Before she would, if she saw a dog, if we were somewhere and someone was walking a large pit bull or whatever, she would actually jump behind me. She was just so afraid of them. But now, this was years ago, 4 years ago, I guess, when we took these guys in, and so that's when we started taking the bigger dogs too. So
that's awesome.
That's one of our favorite stories to tell people.
I love that story, actually. Guys, I'm Chris with JourneysByCharities.com. I'm talking to Ralph from Roland Senior Dog Rescue. I'm going to tell everybody on this feed that's watching and sharing right now, go to Roland Senior Dog Rescue and Sanctuary's Facebook page. You'll see a woman who's kind of leaning down, kissing a dog. Please like their page. Please share them as much as possible. I put the URL also in the comment section here, RolandRescueGang.com. Ralph, I'm hearing a lot of a woman around you. Is your wife going to join the feed?
Yeah, that's the boss over here. I don't know if she wants to get on camera right now. So she's just feeding me information. So
Is that what they
that
do?
picture was actually taken by,
Yeah.
and that picture was taken by the
Yeah.
newspaper.
Yeah, she said that picture that you see of her kissing, that's actually Louis. That's Louis. And that was taken by a newspaper photographer that came out and did an article on us.
2015.
Yeah, 2015. So
That's awesome. The other thing I wanted to ask, so I want to see if you guys can beat it. I had a miniature poodle that passed away. I had since I was 8 years old, and he died when he was 20. Have you guys beaten that?
no, I have not had one go that. I don't think the closest I'd say right now would be is between Buddy, and then we have we have little Sadie. Where's little Sadie? We do have one here. Little Sadie's she's getting ready to hand her to me. Little Sadie is 17, blind. Yeah, the wife's coming around now. She says she looks terrible, so she don't want to come over.
Wash my hair.
I'm going to move the camera here so she can.
There she is.
She is. Move, buddy.
I just washed my hair.
Me too.
There we go.
So pick them up.
This is little Sadie. She's whoops, there she is. Say hi.
See,
She's blind and she's about 17, we think.
my miniature poodle had cataract.
I don't know what's going on, but
wow.
oops. There she is.
There he is. There she is.
She is a min pin. She must weigh
Yeah.
2 pounds. She's so thin.
Oh my God.
And
Those
she's
ears.
shaky.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's blind and dementia, but that's normal for us.
Yeah, we've had several with dementia, so that
You guys see everything.
Yeah, we've seen
She's
a
so
lot.
tiny. She's just a little tiny.
Oh my
Yeah, we've got
goodness.
some. Where's my other buddy at? Oh, I gotta go get my buddy and show you. This is the craziest dog I've got. So.
Oh
Yeah,
my
when
God.
I was attacked by the pit bulls, I couldn't work anymore because they tried to get my throat and it just totally
Oh my
messed
goodness.
me up.
So this guy, this is little Pete.
Yeah.
Little Pete came from the local shelter. He has a little bit of vision issues. He's a little Brat Terrier. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He follows me everywhere, and if he can't find me, he starts barking. He just wants to. He needs to be with someone all the time, so he hangs out with us. We're in the kitchen right now, actually. So,
Yeah.
and this is her other match here. This is her bonded buddy, right? This dog will not leave her side. So, and Molly, she's blind too. So,
Oh. Yeah, my Rocky was
She will not leave.
he was blind, he was deaf. By the
She
time
would not leave my phone.
my dog was about 20, if he couldn't find me, you just heard him banging into the walls trying to find me. Like that's how I know he was looking for me.
yeah, we've had those.
I hear da-duh, and I'm like, uh-oh. He's coming.
He's flopping that right there.
But
Yeah, we have some that'll just walk. We had several that they would just walk around banging. But we've learned that the majority of the blind dogs, we have one. Her name is Godiva. She has one what they call it's a dead eye. Was born that way, sagging, and she's been blind, I guess, all her life. But she can find her way through the house, out the dog doors. We have dog doors, so they can always come in and out. She gets out to the deck. She finds her way to the ramp, goes out in the yard, does her business, works her way back up the ramp, works her way back to the house. I mean, they're really smart. So when people think about blind dogs, they actually take, as long as you don't change their environment. You know, if you move the house around or you move a table or something like that, then they're like, hey, what's this? They bump into it. So, but we try to keep.
What is the process? Hey, Ralph, is the process different with adopting a senior dog than just a regular dog at the shelter?
Well, not really. I mean, we the way we do our adoptions is we always try to do like a 30-day foster first, because we don't want we don't want somebody to say, okay, I adopted this dog, and then they get that buyer's remorse 2 days later, and then the dog ends up, instead of coming to us and saying, well, I made a mistake, they just dump it at a shelter. And that has happened. I saw that at the shelter a lot. So what we do is we say, hey, take the dog. We give them all the information that the senior, about the senior, any special needs, things like that. And then they foster it. And when they're ready, and sometimes they're ready within a week or less than a week, when they're ready, if they want to do the adoption, then we just go ahead and we do the adoption. And but we want them to have time with the animal and get to know it and before they do a full adoption. So, and we rarely charge adoption fees. I mean, it's usually we're more interested in finding the right home for the dog, So.
Whoa, you guys don't charge adoption?
I want to make sure that it's a good place. No, we ask for a donation normally, wow. And we don't. And we've had people say, well, you got to have people need money. You got to know that they got money. We check their homes. We check them out. We don't just, somebody doesn't just walk up and say, hey, I want to take this dog. Here, take it. We don't do that.
Hey, one of the questions
we make sure they either visit. Yeah.
I got a few people on the feed that are asking the same question there, and I know you answered this question. Sorry, with Facebook Live, like sometimes the same questions kind of come because people roll in throughout the feed. Lisa, Allison, and Kelly are asking, where are you located? If you could just say that one more time, that'd be great.
Yep, we're located in it's outside of Keystone Heights, Florida. We're physical address is outside of Keystone Heights, Florida. Our mailing address is Melrose. So we're about 40 minutes from east of Gainesville and about an hour south of Jacksonville.
Very good, very good. Thank you for saying that. I know people might ask the same questions over. I also put their website and their or the URL into the comment section too. I will ask Ralph to say every once in a while. So sorry, Ralph, might be saying the same thing over a few times. But
that's all right.
That's all right. Let me see if I can find that. It's RolandRescueGang.com. Remember, RolandRescueGang.com. It's a very good site, guys. It's very easy to manage and go through. Go through their website, look at their mission. They do a really great job. The only downside to Roland Rescue is that they only have 33 dogs, and it's only 2 people doing it.
Yeah.
And that's because I was sick for a year, and he was doing it all by himself. I'm just getting better. So
what's the absolute most dogs?
By himself.
What's the most dogs you ever had? How much?
55. 55.
And 2 people.
And that was 2 people. Yeah, that was a lot of work. So it was. That's when we realized, hey, we need to. We got to learn to. You have to learn to say no. That's the unfortunate part of, or the reality of some rescues, is you have to learn to say no. Because if you see these rescues on TV, on the news especially, and these people that have all their intentions and are great and their heart is there, but if you overextend yourself, you'll turn into a hoarding situation where you're not vetting your animals, they're not getting medication that they need, they're not getting their shots, they're not getting something simple as getting bathed or their nails trimmed. We do a nail trim about every 2 weeks, and it's like going to war. It's like, all right, we're trimming nails tonight, get your gloves on, here we go. And so some you can trim, some you can't. We have little techniques to get them done, but you have to get them done. So it's
well, first we scaled back to 40, and we tried to scale back to 40 or below, and we maintained that for about a year, and then we decided we need to cut it back a little bit more because we were actually getting a little older. No. Not really big. Yeah.
It happens, right? That is. So basically your date night is trimming nails.
Yeah, it's usually trimming nails or maybe a bath rotation or.
I didn't even think about that.
Or giving meds.
Yeah.
Giving meds.
It's like we don't do vacations. We don't go anywhere. Our idea of a day out is a run to Walmart to pick up some pepperonis or some biscuits because we're running low. We get all our food normally through Chewy. We use the Chewy Chewy donation process through Vocal, a group that's in Gainesville, Alachua County. So about every month we drive over Ocala. Yeah, about every month we drive over and they load my pickup full of good food for the dog. So. We normally buy like wet food though. We buy the children.
you guys should really consider, because I cannot imagine, because you have senior animals there, and some of them are blind, some of them are deaf. They're getting to those ages. It must be an amazing scene to watch 33 dogs go in and out of a bathtub and stay in one place, wander. Because my dog used to wander everywhere. Like I put him in one room and he'd be just doing this all over the place. How do you manage giving 33 dogs at the senior ages a bath?
Well, we use our hallway bathroom, which has a nice tub, and it's a smaller bathroom. So the dog goes in, close the door. We have a real nice dog bathing attachment. So it has the nice wand down. So we bathe the dog. If it's a longer haired dog, then we use the blow dryer to get it as dry as we possibly can. And then they're pretty good. They go back out and they usually go right back to their beds and hang out. And then we just rotate the next one in, and right up until my back gives out is when I stop. And then we'll continue usually like the next day or so. So it's, every day is something different.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going on. So.
Danielle writes, "You guys are amazing."
Oh, we appreciate it. We enjoy doing it. I mean, we've gotten better at it. I guess that's the best way to say. When you first start, you don't know what you're doing. You just say, we're going to start a rescue. It's going to be great. And you're like, why do we do this? We're crazy. It's like, we don't go on vacations. We don't go anywhere. We don't go anywhere. I mean, so we just, it's our whole life is by the dogs. I mean, 14, how many dogs? How many dogs sleep with us?
Huh?
How many dogs sleep?
Sleep with us? 14.
14 little ones sleep with us.
Yes.
Like 5 on the floor, and the rest of the little guys, they're in the bed.
No, 1 on the floor. The rest of them are in our bed.
Okay. I just find a little corner I can get in and go sleep. So
I apologize. What is your wife's name? I'm sorry.
Gail.
Yeah.
What kind of bed do you guys have? 14 of them sleep with you?
A super large king size, which we bought just for the dogs. We buy the furniture for the dogs. We went through 4 couches because we had normal couches with cloth coverings, and we have a couple of dogs that love to knit and bite, and so and chew, and so they destroyed 3 couches. So we finally went with a leather couch, which we bought an L-shaped huge one just for the dogs.
Just for the dogs.
And so if you've seen pictures, they're at night, they're all on the couch, curled up, the little ones. She usually has at least 5 in her lap.
I can't fit 6. I tried. They're jockeying for position on Mama's lap.
Is bath night a once a month occurrence, or do you guys try to section it off to like 10 dogs one night, 10 dogs another night? Like, how does bath?
Yeah, we break it down into. We'll try to do like 5 or maybe 10 one night, and then we'll wait a couple of days, and then we'll do 5 or 10 the next night. Yeah, we could do them all in one night. There's just no way. It's it's crazy.
5 a week is like an accomplishment sometimes.
Yeah.
Guys, when is the next bath night?
I don't know. Actually, we're coming up. Our volunteer came over, gave baths like 2 weeks ago. So, and I've given a few to the little guys, depending on, if these guys pretty much stay clean. I mean, they don't go out and roll around in a lot of stuff, thank goodness, like younger dogs do. So, I don't know. We'll probably be doing bath night. What is today? I don't even know what date it is. I don't count by days anymore. A couple of days probably. Yeah, when I fit it in the schedule. So
it's Groundhog Day around here. Every day is the same. You wake up, it's the same.
You guys should have.
We don't have any interaction.
Right.
Video and stuff, and he was always like, you guys need to do you need to get a hold of TLC or somebody and do a show. Just follow us around for a day, and you would just be blown away at what
feeding time.
The craziness that goes. Oh, feeding time is like it's crazy. It's we got it down to a routine though. It's so, we do it in like 30 minutes. We get everything done in 30 minutes. We're so fast at it now. We know what dog gets what bowl, what dog has to be moved in what spot, what dog has to go here, and then you have to watch them. So you're watching this one, watching that one. And then you get everything done, and then I wash up all the bowls. Wash the bowls as soon as everybody's done. We get the bowls together, wash them up, and then that's dinner. And it's like,
but we have to put one in the bathroom.
Yeah, one goes in here,
two
one
go
in
in the bedroom. We have a 4-bedroom house, and 2 baths, so it's huge for 2 people. So, we put one in the laundry room. Everybody's sectioned off so they won't take each other's food.
For everybody
and
watching,
also so we can monitor if they're eating.
Oh yeah. For everybody watching right now, this is Ralph and Gail, a married couple with Roland Senior Rescue. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it wrong, but Roland Senior Dog Rescue and Sanctuary. The coolest stories I've ever heard. 33 animals they have. They're doing it basically by themselves with 1 volunteer. I know Pamela, I must be working for you guys. She put your address out there on the comment section. But you guys should have your own reality show. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming out there this weekend to see Safe Animal Shelter. And I don't know if it's in your cards, but I would love to be part of one of the process, whether it's bathing the dogs or whether it's feeding the dogs. People have got to see you guys, because you guys do need to contact TLC.
Yeah.
If the Octomom can get a show for being ridiculous, you guys should get a show for being
That's right.
For being selfless. You guys are this is a bad couple right here. Like, this is like, you guys are like, that is being bad in a good way. Like, you guys are one serious.
Well, I found out I worked with a lot of rescues when I was the rescue coordinator. And if you don't have, it's usually just one person in the family or one person in the marriage or the couple or whatever that's in the rescue and the other one's not. So we're lucky that we're both as passionate about it as we are. So we could not do this if we both weren't into it. And there is days where we go like, what are we doing? We've looked at each other and go, are we just crazy? It's like, we just leave a note, call the fire department, tell them there's dogs here, and we're just going to get in the truck and go. But you get over it. It's just like anything else, you have bad times. So, and first of all, we think about the dogs first, everything that we do. And we actually had we'll be married, 35 years? 35 years coming up in July. And 2 years ago, there's a very nice state park that has cabins, but it's only 1.5 miles from here. So we did that on purpose so that we could come home whenever we needed to check on the dogs. So we really never got away. It was like we were just.
And my grandson watched him.
Our grandson stayed here, so
watch him. No one can watch him.
All right, now I'm going to ask you to tell another story, because there's got to be at least one when Ralph got sick.
Let me think.
Gail somebody got sick, and you guys, somebody had to
Gail's had
all
bursitis.
Well, I did when Gail was she's had real bad bouts of bursitis and things, and being a retired mail carrier, she's paying the price for all those times on the road. But when she was sick and she was in bed for quite a while, I was doing everything. And she normally handles the small dogs. She nurtures the small dogs. She feeds the small dogs. She gives them their meds and their treats and watches out for them and all that. And I usually handle the bigger guys, and then I do all the other big things like laundry and things. But when she was down, I was going crazy. I mean, because the little dogs, if you don't know the little dogs, they have their own little personalities, and you have to know which one to feed this way or which one to treat this way or which one to do that. And I really didn't. I knew some of them, but I spent more time with the big guys. So I was losing my mind trying to handle all these little guys, about doing like 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, with just trying to take care of all the little guys and thinking, and I got a good appreciation for what she did, knowing all their little quirks. And
he thought I did nothing, but then he realized I do a lot.
Yeah.
He calls me the nurturer.
She's the nurturer.
That is an awesome story.
I'm the nurturer.
For everybody that's coming in now, who are the 2 dogs you guys are holding right now? Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, this is Little Pete. Little Pete came to us from Clay County Animal Services. He's about 12 or 13. He has a bad leg that was broken at one time and re-healed improperly, so it kind of has a little bit of a left lean to it, but he's okay. He's a little bit of he's starting to lose a little bit of his vision. He's very quirky. He's a very quirky dog. He expects to be held like this all day. And if he's not, he has an extremely loud bark that he will do nonstop until you come.
Cute little thing. Cute little side note to that. He walks when he pees, and it goes.
Yeah. So you have to get him outside. He doesn't know how to stop and go to the bathroom. So as soon as you get him outside, you got to get him first thing in the morning. You got to pick him up because he sleeps in the kitchen and with the other little dog. You've got to pick him up and get him out immediately. And he'll walk a straight line, but it's a zigzag all the way. And so you have to give him a bath about every other day because he catches his front legs and stuff sometimes, or he gets a good wipe down with cloths every time he comes back in. But he's a quirky little guy. He loves to sit on your lap and
he's obsessed with
He's obsessed with me. If he can't find me, he goes nuts. So, and then this one,
Molly.
This one is Molly. Molly came from a owner who was she was going into assisted living, and she thought no one else could take care of her dog but her. So she had made arrangements to have her put to sleep. And her nurse actually found out about it and knew about us. And her nurse convinced her to let us take little Molly in. And she was worried because Molly's blind and Molly has to have a person with her all the time. Molly stays with my wife just about 24/7. She is either in her arms or on her lap, or she carries her around, or she sits with her in the kitchen or wherever she goes, because Molly just has to have a person, with her. She has extreme separation anxieties if she doesn't know where her person is at. And so she stays with Gail all the time, but she
sleeps right beside
She sleeps directly beside of her. And, but she's very smart. When she has to go to the bathroom and she's on my wife's lap in the living room, whatever, she will stand up, find her way down the little dog stairs.
She kisses me.
Yeah, works her way to the outside, finds her way down, does her business, finds her way back, climbs up the little dog stairs to the couch and right back in her lap.
I know when she has to go to the bathroom because she'll start kissing on me and turn her head from side to side like that on my chest, and I know that means she has to go potty.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Now,
is that your signal?
Yeah, so they all have their quirks.
You must have a really good partnership with a veterinarian.
We do. We work with Keystone Heights Animal Hospital. Dr. Munez is our vet. Also, Doc Blackburn, she runs the vet. It's her vet hospital, but Dr. Munez does all our stuff for our rescue. And she's awesome. They give us a good rescue discount to help us out, and they're always there when we need them. And meds. I buy a lot of my meds in bulk from them because that helps out a lot. So
we've used the Apoquil and it really helps with keeping their hair, because some of them start scratching and their hair gets. And the Apoquil is amazing, but it's so expensive. It's like $1 something a pill.
Wow, guys,
we have several on it, but.
Gail and Ralph are holding 2 of 33 animals that they care for. These are senior dogs. I'm just stunned by your story. I'm stunned by the fact that it's you 2 and 1 volunteer. 33 senior dogs.
Sure.
I would like to.
Yeah,
it's almost like how many of them can actually see at your place?
How many can see?
Just see.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, just see.
Don't see a lot of times.
It's probably 3/4, I think.
3/4. That's good. Because I just can't imagine a camera. If you had a camera in your house, I cannot imagine what you guys go through on a daily basis.
Oh yeah. This is FDR, which we call Franklin Delano Rescue, aka Frankie. Frankie is the quirkiest dog. He makes lots of vocal sounds like he has no teeth. You're right, buddy. He loves to give kisses. He's quirky. He's not a lover sometimes, but here recently he's become more friendly. But he's a sweetheart. He's a nut. He barks a lot, and FDR is I think 12. I have to look at it.
We don't think that he was ever allowed in the house or got much attention.
Yeah, he likes to stay out on the deck. He'll go out on the dog door and just stand out on the deck, and he doesn't understand what he's supposed to be allowed in the house, but he's getting used to it now. Like, yeah, last night he came over and actually walked over to the couch where I sat down and wanted to get in my lap, which she's never done before. So he's starting to come around. Goes to her.
Now, with my senior dog, before my senior dog passed away, he got cranky. Is there a lot of fights or issues with that dog sometimes?
Is it getting cranky? Am I getting cranky? Dogs are getting cranky?
The dog, my dog, he started messing and fighting with my dog, other dogs in the house. Are the dogs at that age that you guys have? Yeah, is there a lot of tiffs?
Yeah, there's a few. They actually, surprisingly, most of them get along. We have one dog. Her name is Pepper, and she's a sweetheart of a dog. She was actually adopted, and then the owner had to move in with her daughter due to medical issues, so she had to bring her back. Pepper's a sweet rat terrier, but she loves certain dogs, and certain dogs she wants nothing to do with. And if they get near her, she just growls top of her lungs and kind of. She never gets into fights with them, but just kind of tries, and she scares them off. Like little Frankie here, he's scared of everything. Somebody comes up to him and just growls, he just runs the other way. So he said he's a lover, not a fighter, but.
He's got a large tumor.
Yeah, he's a big mass on his back, which is inoperable. But we don't have too many tiffs. We do have some grumpy dogs now. Godiva, the one that's blind, has been blind for life. She will walk around. If she bumps into another dog and they growl, she doesn't back down. She's like, I call her a little 6-pound bulldozer. If a dog growls at her, she just bulldozes right over him. She'll just walk right through him and growl back. She's a tough girl, but yeah, she's kind of grumpy most of the time. So.
And Granny, we got one called Granny Fanny. Mm-hmm. And Granny Fanny, she sets herself up so that if the dog tries to walk by, she can growl at him and scare him.
Oh, nice! I like that. So let me ask you a question. You've been around this business a long time. You deal with people. You've dealt with in the shelters. You know, people they desire puppies. People come in, young people, they want puppies. Older people want puppies. It's got to be a special person that comes in to get a senior dog. Just the sheer nature of just wanting to let that dog have the last couple of years, like in the greatest place they can be, whether it's their couch, whether it's wherever they live. How would you characterize the people that come to your place and adopt a senior animal? Like, what kind of person is that?
Well, it's usually someone that's, it's not their first animal, or they've had one that's passed and they want to help out a senior dog, but it's usually and it's actually usually more older people, I'll say. We have had some young people adopt, young couples adopt, but it's generally an older couple that's looking for something quiet. People don't understand about seniors. I mean, they spend a lot of time sleeping. They like to just sit beside you or on a nice bed and sleep most of the time. They don't tear things up. Most of them are house trained from years and years, and they're pretty much set in their ways. And so, and they just love attention. So they, like this little guy, I don't think he's gotten a lot of attention his whole life, but so he gets as much as we can give him all day.
We have had like 80-year-old people that want to adopt a puppy, and we're saying you don't need a puppy. It's going to live longer than you, and then it won't have any place to go.
And it's a lot of work. I mean, you got to have puppies. If you didn't have puppies, you wouldn't have seniors. So you just got to understand the work there is with a puppy, the tearing up, the chewing, the going to the bathroom everywhere.
About Bernie.
We also have a feral dog here. His name is Bernie.
5 years.
Yeah, he's a little terrier mix that the shelter called one day and said, look, if we can't get this dog out of here, he has no chance of adoption, so we're going to have to put him to sleep. And he was about maybe 2 or 3 years old. I don't know where he came from. I think he'd been living in the woods, but they finally corralled him into a carrier and called me one day and said, hey, we got him. Come get him. So I said, all right. I picked him up, and the first 3 or 4 days he spent living under the bed, would not come out. We'd push the dog bowl under, he'd eat it and pull it back out. And he finally came out. Now, we've had him for about 5 years now, and you still cannot pick him up. He'll come to me in the mornings, and I can pet his head and rub his chest. He'll jump up on my leg. But if you make any motion that you're going to try to pick him up or touch him, he will bolt the other way. But he gets along great with the other dogs. We call him he's like the soother. If a dog is sick, the one thing he does do, if we have an older dog gets really sick, or even if they're getting close to passing away, we've noticed that he will go and lay down with them and stay with them for a while. And there comes Granny. And he will spend time with them. So, Granny, what are you doing? This is Granny Fanny. So,
oh my goodness.
Got the tongue thing going.
Tongue out Thursday. So, but yeah, Bernie's funny. He's probably back there somewhere, but he's we just let him live here. Whatever he wants to do, it's Bernie's world. We keep him fed, and if I have to get him to the vet, then I have to sneak up on him early in the morning while he's asleep and throw a blanket over his head, and then he just kind of freaks out for a little while so I can get him in a carrier. But he's our bed tear upper, and the couch, he rips the couch. I could buy 50 new dog beds, and Bernie will tear them up within a week. So
at night.
Hey,
you're sleeping.
Question: who is Pamela Miller?
I don't. I should know her.
She's right up a storm about you guys.
I know. I love it. We actually have a raised bathtub that we bought. It's the outside style with the legs. It's plastic, and it's okay for the smaller guys. But it's just the cold water. But the bigger guys, it has like a collar thing where you can attach the collar so they don't jump out. But bigger dogs, if they try to move over, it'll actually collapse or fall out. So it needs to be a very gentle dog. So we have a pretty good setup with the bathtub. Yeah, I wish it was raised up a little bit so I wasn't on my knees and leaning over. But yeah, that's awesome. So.
Oh yeah, Pamela's running a lot. That would be you guys should do like a bath bed.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what I said. My grandson always told us we need more cameras. We need to put cameras everywhere. We had bought. I have an outdoor security system. I think I'm going to take some of the cameras and bring them inside and mount them just so I can get like a selection of videos to put. Because some of the stuff that happens here is hilarious. No, you couldn't tell. You couldn't explain it to people with the nutty things that go on between the dogs. So from getting lost. We'll have some of the dogs. I'm just trying to get we've had dogs that just decide they're going to go hide at night, and we can't find the dog. It's bedtime, so that's normal for us. It's
How far are you from Jacksonville?
We're about an hour.
Okay.
45 minutes to an hour. So
Sherry Horton is asking me.
Yeah, we're not.
Sorry.
Oh, we always need volunteers. You go to our website. Yep. You can go to our website, and there's a tab for volunteers. Fill out it's just a simple form to fill out, and then we'll contact you. And we do a quick in-doc for help, just to show you the actual what goes on at the rescue, and kind of introduce you to the dogs and things like that. So we always need help. We need help with just daily cleaning, laundry, bathing, nail trims. Anyone that does websites or Facebook. I do all the social media. So, I would really
amazing. It's amazing what you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, well, I'd say this is a good break for us because normally right now I'd be out scooping poop. So
I'm going to be there this weekend. I want you to create an event if you guys can. I don't care if it's feeding them, bathing them. I'll do the laundry.
Okay.
I want to do one thing that you guys do that.
Okay. We'll do some nail trims. That'll be fun. And you can see the crazy dogs that want to just eat your head off when you go to do. Or actually, I can break out the nail trimmers, and I know certain dogs. The minute I break them out, they run. They know what's going on. This is one of them here. This is Ben. Ben will bite you.
Sherry said she's not far from you guys. She's
great. We love it.
Can I type the website?
Sure.
What's the website?
It's RolandRescueGang.com.
RolandRescueGang.com. Guys, I just put the website in there. This is Gail and Ralph from one of the most amazing rescues I've ever seen. They got 33 seniors there. Check the Facebook page out, guys. Make them, share them, do everything you can. Ralph, I will let you and Gail get back to what you got going on over there. But I'm coming this weekend. Let's do an event.
Right.
We gotta do. We're gonna bring cameras in there. We're gonna do something. Do whatever you want with me. I'm fun. I'm on game. I appreciate you and Gail taking the time out.
Right.
Everybody, I'm doing a challenge right now. 1 million subscribers. So when I come to places like Roland Senior Rescue, I can go live on YouTube, and a million people can see this man and his wife immediately, like right off the bat. So if you're watching, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, GeorgeMadeCharities.com or George Made Charities on YouTube. Also, please, guys, like their Facebook page and check out this couple, especially this weekend when I go in and I get to do something from trim nails, or I'll even clean up poop. I don't care. I want to see them.
We might do the peanut butter thing. I kind of like that.
I like that too. That would be interesting.
All right.
Guys, it's been so much fun, guys. I can't wait for this weekend. Thank you, Jessica, also from Safe Animal Shelter, for setting me up with Ralph and Gail. I appreciate this, and this weekend's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, well, we look forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Meeting you, and I enjoyed it.
All
right, bye-bye.
Okay.
We'll see you this weekend.
All right.